Hey Internet, my name is Abby and welcome back to Kerbal Space Program on Wings. We are back with Sidhat Kerman, who returned to a Kerbal orbit after he installed the solar arrays to the asteroid station in the last episode. Now he is chasing the science station, which is quite ahead of him, and so the best way to catch up with the science station is to trim his current orbit so that he is in a much lower orbit than the science station, so that he is catching up with it. And I have the slight feeling, at first I need to enable my interface, that we do have an inclination. And yes, indeed, we do have an inclination of 1.3 degrees. So I think because the descending node is before the periapsis, I can at first change the inclination. And then we can perform the burn to lower our apoapsis. And 0.1, can I get this even closer? 0.1, still 0.1, 0.0, very good, very good. No inclination at all after this maneuver. This is great, this is great. Sidhat is also happy about this. And okay, I'm aiming at the maneuver node. Now I can perform a quick time warp to get closer to this. And we are now approaching Kerbal Space Center. This bright dot down there is Kerbal Space Center, and maybe we can even see this from Sidhat's view. Yes indeed, we can see their island with a second runway, and over there with a bright dot in the middle, this is Kerbal Space Center, just before their sunset. And well, this is pretty cool. This is really cool that we are coming directly across it. And well, now we have to take care of other issues like our inclination. Just a few minutes until we can perform this burn. 4 minutes, 3 minutes, 2 minutes, 1, slowly, and stop right now. Okay. Let me perform the burn and stop. Okay, very good, very good. And the inclination is gone. Well done, well done. Now I need to, maybe because the science station is quite ahead of us, I will reduce in this case even the periapsis, down to maybe 85 kilometers or so. I think this is a little bit better, and this will help us to catch up with the science station. 82 kilometers, 84, just a little bit more. 85, this is great. Coming up in about 4 minutes. Very cool, very cool. And I need to aim for this maneuver node. Okay, very good, very good. Sidhat is happy. Sidhat is happy about this. Okay, another time warp. 1 minute, slowly, don't overshoot. 20 seconds, just a few seconds. Okay. And now it's time to perform the burn. Very gentle, very gentle. And just a little bit, and stop. Okay, very good. Now, what have I done? 85 kilometers by 107 kilometers. This is good. And are we close after one orbit? No, after one orbit, the science station is still ahead of us. What happens if we add one orbit? We are getting closer in 3 orbits. In 3 orbits, we are pretty close to the science station. So we have a lot of time until we can rendezvous with the science station. And in this case, because the science station is over here and Kerbal Space Center is down there, is now getting closer to the Kerbal Space Center, I guess I can do another flight with my spaceplane, because on the one hand I like to deliver fresh carbonauts to the science station in order to expand my crew for the deliveries of the asteroid station parts, and on the other hand I have improved just a little bit the spaceplane, so hopefully now it's a little bit easier to maneuver the thing around during the docking process, and I really like to test this out. And yeah, in this case I will head over to the Kerbal Space Center, I will prepare my spaceplane, and as soon as the science station is close to the Kerbal Space Center, we will do the takeoff. Okay, the science station is approaching Kerbal Space Center. The space plane is ready to go on the runway, and we are flying this time with Hendra and Sidram Kerman, so the most experienced space flyers in my space program are returning back to space, and I guess they are pretty happy about this. Now, as our final takeoff preparations, they need to enable SAS, they need to switch on their lights, the cockpit light and their landing gear lights, start the engine, release the brakes, and full throttle, full throttle. Here we go, here we go. They have finally the opportunity to return back to space, and this time with an improved spaceplane, and I'm really looking forward to perform the docking because I hope the additional RTF thrusters will help me to do a great docking. And okay, come on, come on, come on. It's hard to do the takeoff, but no, we are flying, we are flying. I can now retract the gear. I can switch off the lights and aim for the 45-degree mark to have a good angle of attack for the first phase of the ascent. And I will keep the angle of attack until I reach an altitude of around 20 kilometers. As soon as I reach this altitude, I will reduce my angle of attack to 30 degrees, and then I will continue gaining some speed and gaining some altitude, and around 30 kilometers or so my engine will probably switch over from air breathing mode to closed cycle, and then I have to hurry because in this phase the engine is consuming fuel like crazy, and right now we are flying quite efficient during the air breathing mode, and so I like to take the most advantage out of the air bracing mode. And yeah, so this is now my plan. Kerbal Space Center is getting smaller and smaller. Down there is the runway where we just took off. And our goal is now space and the rendezvous with the science station. Because this ascending phase is pretty boring, I will now do a quick time lapse and I will bring you back in shortly before we will have the switch from air breathing mode to closed cycle. Okay, we are above an altitude of 25 kilometers. We are getting closer to the 1000 meters per second mark. And, well, my friend is pretty close and is pretty huge. Well, and he is a little bit indifferent about his situation. But, oh, now he's a little bit scared. But yeah, I'm flying with my co-pilot, and I think soon the engines should switch from air breathing mode to closed cycle, and then okay, now the engine has switched. Now I like to aim at first a little bit longer to the 45-degree mark to increase a little bit the angle on my trajectory to gain higher altitudes, and then I think I have to have a short view. The science station is quite ahead of us already, so I think I will insert ourselves into a relative low orbit, like around 85 kilometers or so. I think this could be pretty good to get closer to the science station. Okay, we are raising the apoapsis quite fast, and 89. Okay, 89 kilometers is good enough. Okay, well done, well done. We are on a good trajectory to reach space. The altimeter is going crazy as we are gaining higher altitudes. And what is my friend thinking? My friend is still a little bit indifferent, and is also pretty close to me. I mean, this is really a huge head. Wow, this is a huge head. Okay, And we are climbing up. We have reached an altitude of 60 kilometers. This is cool. This is cool. And it's completely more or less dark outside. We can only see stars and the Milky Way, but nothing else around us because we are currently on the nighttime side and we are still flying in some kind of angle of attack. And well, yeah, in this case, there isn't so much to see, but soon we are in space, like now. Okay, now we are in space. This is cool. This is cool. Now I should start to think about setting up a maneuver to insert the spaceplane into an orbit. At first, I like to go for a circular orbit. Oh well, what would happen if I would continue the burn? Would I then have a rendezvous opportunity? Oh, this is cool. 11 kilometers. Do I need to reduce or speed up? 10 kilometers. It's getting better. Now, hard to see. This is getting worse. Could be 10 kilometers or so. I think this would be great to have almost a rendezvous with the science station right away after the initial burn or the orbital insertion burn. This would be really great. Okay, I should try this. At first, I have to aim for the maneuver node to perform the maneuver, and then we will see. I think we do have even some kind of inclination over there. Yes, we do have an inclination of 1.5 degrees, so I have to fix this after I reached an orbit. Okay, it's a 25-second burn, so just a few seconds, and then I will ignite my engines once again, like just a few seconds, and full throttle. Here we go. Now it's time to insert ourselves, our spaceplane, into an orbit, and by doing so it would be really great if we end up with our more or less rendezvous, because this would save a little bit of fuel, because we don't need to circularize at first our orbit. We can go right away for more or less a rendezvous, and this is just amazing. This is amazing. And okay, cut the engine. What have we done? Maybe over 300 kilometers or maybe 10 kilometers. The computer isn't sure about this. Okay, but I think it's hard to see. Can we, if we do another burn over here, will this help us? No, it won't help us. So, but at the, well, the ascending node is pretty close to the rendezvous. I still like to see what will happen if I perform the inclination change. Then I would be off by 16 kilometers. What do I need to do then to catch up? Increase a bit the velocity, then I would be 14 kilometers. Okay, would take a while to get closer. 24. 18.5, 12.4, 14. Okay, it's really hard to get closer to this. Because of what? I'm not quite sure. Well, we have to see how we can fix this, but this is pretty good to get this close to the science station, and then we can still think about how we can do the final approach to perform a rendezvous. And now I like to am I still in time warp? Or what is going on? Do I? Okay, I like to open up the cargo bay, and I like to open up the no, I don't want to the cockpit. I just wanted to open up the cargo bay because in here are my solar panels, and I need them to recharge my batteries. And okay, now I need to aim for the next maneuver node. Turn around. Sidhat is happy. This is great. This is definitely great. And okay. Now I can do a quick time warp. 11 minutes, 10 minutes. Sunrise. This is cool. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Just a few seconds. Okay. Now it's time to do the burn. We do have even the indication for the target. This is interesting. We are getting quite close to the target. Okay, let's come to a stop right now. We are only 15 kilometers away from the target. Now I rotated my spacecraft around in order to give the solar panels the opportunity to recharge the batteries. And now we are off by 13 kilometers. Maybe I can trim the orbit a little bit. I have now to rotate around. Where are the target markers? And where are my trajectory markers? Okay, maybe when I perform a burn over here, I can change a little bit the trajectory to get closer to the science station. This would be amazing. Well, I think I have to increase a little bit the relative velocity to approach it. But maybe this is already helping me to get closer to it. Okay, what are we doing now? Now we don't have... Oh, over there. Somehow this made it worse. This was not the effect I intended to have, and it's especially bad because we are low on fuel, and this is not really helping me at all. Okay, when I now start to burn towards the station and I'm increasing my velocity, my relative velocity maybe to 30 meters per second, then I would have a separation of 16 kilometers. Okay, and over here a separation of 17 kilometers. Okay, can I somehow set up a maneuver node to make this working? 20 kilometers, 15. This is 13.6. This isn't really helping me at all. I'm almost in the same orbit, but I'm not quite sure. I think I need to... How do I get now closer to the science station? I'm so close. Well, I could do all the time a burn to change a little bit the trajectory. This is helping me just a little bit, but this is also a little bit a waste of fuel. This is not really the most efficient way, but hey, we are then getting down to 5.8 kilometers. This is good. Maybe I should continue this just a little bit. 3.9, 3.5, 2.1. This is good. Okay, we are now getting down to 200 meters close to the science station. This was great. And how much fuel do we have left? Only 33 units of liquid fuel. This is not very much. I think at some point I have to refuel the spaceplane because my rendezvous is not the most efficient one and I need a little bit of fuel to match the speed with the science station once I'm getting closer, so okay. But I like now to get at first closer and then we will see. I hope we do have enough fuel on board to... Well, of course we do have enough fuel on board on the science station to refuel it. Okay, only 1.2 kilometers. It's time to rotate the spaceplane around. And I don't need this maneuver node anymore. Okay, time to reduce our relative velocity to 10 meters. This is good. Okay, we have the science station inside. Handler and Sidram are on a good way to approach the science station. This is pretty cool. This is definitely cool. Okay, now I will use a bit of RCS to reduce the approach velocity. Okay, very good, very good. And where is the right docking port? We have one docking port for the junior docking port and one docking port for the normal, the Clamprotron. I think the right docking port is right, facing to us. This is good. So I just need to come to a stop pretty close. Okay, I can now switch over to docking mode to have better control. And okay, we just flew a little bit past it, but down here is the right docking port. Okay, now let's drift a little bit close, and yes, I can now perform sideways motion. It's working, it's working. This should make the rendezvous a little bit easier, or the docking a little bit easier. This is great. Okay, and now I need to aim for this docking port down there and set this as a target. Okay, very good. Okay, how do I do this best? I need at first to get closer to this docking port and rotate this a little bit around. Maybe like this, this is good. Okay. This is cool, and then I have to switch over to, well, I will do this after I come to a stop. Then I have to switch over to this control surface, because I need to, oh, I hope I'm not running into the science station. Okay, I think I should come to a stop. Okay, very good, very good. Now I should now switch this thing over to, let me just see. Hey, I have once again this problem with the right mouse button. What is going on? I read something, but apparently this, well, it's a problem with Unity, but it's not really working, the solution I read. Okay, now it's working. Okay, this is strange. Okay, now I need to rotate this thing around here. Come to a stop. Very good. And okay, at first getting a little bit closer and a little bit more down. Okay, looking good, looking good. I can't use the nav ball as a reference because unfortunately it's aiming at a completely different position. I'm not quite sure why. But okay, this looks really amazing. I have to come to a stop. Now I need to move a little bit sideways. And this is really working. This is great. This is great. Okay, docking is now a little bit easier. We are coming in. Okay, don't fly past it. Okay, I think this looks amazing. I can now switch off my interface, and yes, we have contact, and we are docked. We are docked. Well done, well done. Okay, this was a successful flight. This was amazing. This was great. Okay, good job Citram, good job Handler, well done, and the sideways RCS thrusters are doing an amazing job. This was cool, this was cool. Unfortunately we are pretty low on fuel, so I have to refuel it. And before I will do this, I have now the next question. What is going on with my Sidhat and the transport spacecraft? I think we are still well behind the science station. It's over here. Set it as a target. Can we? No, not yet. And maybe over here. Okay, we need about an additional orbit in order to get closer to the science station or to catch up with us. So I will now orbit a little bit around Kerbal, and I will bring you back in as soon as we are able to rendezvous with the science station. Okay, I almost finished the chase of the science station. I am only 1 minute away from my maneuver node, and with this maneuver node I will get down to 2 kilometers distance to the science station, and this is pretty cool. So Sidhat is on a good way to return back to the science station. He now can aim for the maneuver node, and it's over here. Very good, very good. Okay, just a few seconds to go. And well done. Okay, time to perform the burn. And stop. Okay, what have we done? What have we done? 2.3 kilometers away. This is great. This is definitely great. In about 40 minutes we are able to rendezvous with the science station and finally to dock again with it. This is cool. This is cool. I hope Sidhat is now happy about this. 7 minutes, 6 minutes, 4, 5. No, 5, 4. What am I talking? I'm too much focusing on all the different indications. Okay, let me come to a stop. Very good, very good. Okay, where's the science station? We are only 2.1 kilometer away, and we almost missed it. It's time to reduce our relative velocity. And very good, very good. Now I like to approach the science station. I like to get closer. Okay, Sidhat is doing an amazing job. This is really great. 2020. This is good. Okay, let's flip the vessel around. And I can do a quick time warp to get closer to it. 400 meters, this is good. Time to reduce a little bit our relative velocity. Okay, very good, very good. And I think we need to dock to the aft of the escape port, because this is the only free docking port we can currently use, and it's almost pointing towards us. This is great, this is great. And it looks just amazing to see all the different spacecrafts being attached to the science station, like the space plane, like our mobile processing lab, and like all the other parts and spacecrafts. And this is really cool. Okay, can I already set this, or am I? Yeah, I can set this as my target. Very good. Now I like to switch to docking mode and use RCS to get closer. Okay, very good, very good. Nice approach. Good job, Sidhat. Good job. And well, this looks really great. Especially the shape of the space plane is giving the whole thing completely new appearances. This is definitely cool. And when I see the mobile processing lab currently being docked to the science station, then I think about maybe I should add even some more parts to the sides of it, so that it extends also a little bit more in the, not only in the heights but also in the width and in the breadth, and yeah, in the width also. And I think this would look much more like a science station. But yeah, we will see. We will see. At first, I have to complete the building process of the asteroid station, and then I can decide if I'd like to upgrade my science station. Okay. Now, Sidhat, it's time for you to return back to the science station. Okay. Getting closer. Very good, very good. This looks amazing. This looks definitely amazing what you're doing. Getting closer. Okay. And I can now switch off all my controls And we have contact. Well done, well done. And we returned. We returned. Okay. Wow, this is now a huge complex, the science station. This is cool. This is definitely cool. Okay, yeah, I think this wraps up today's episode. In the next episode, we have to grab the mobile processing lab. We have to refuel the transportation spacecraft. We have to refuel a little bit the space plane. And yeah, a lot of things to do. But as I said, this will happen in the next episode. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you liked this, and I hope you will be joining me in the next episode. Until then, my name is Abby. See you!